Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to the Fairy Amazon Challenge in The Sims 4. We are following the reign of Queen Supriya Reed Daisy, who has recently held the court's first Royal Archery contest. Surprisingly, Lady Brant has emerged as the victor, defeating the others while they've distracted themselves with petty court rivalries. Her only real challenge was Crown Princess Lynette, who put up a good fight but was no match for the older fairy's experience. We are picking up at 4 AM on Monday. It is the day after the Royal Archery contest. I have been doing some things in the background which I forgot about. So really quickly, I want to show you guys the betrothal portrait that we have in the gallery of Crown Princess Lynette and Prince Uther. Here we go. This is their betrothal portrait, which I'm kind of excited to see over here. Really, I am. Now, because this is obviously an official portrait, they are both kind of smiling and doing everything they're supposed to be doing as a betrothed couple, but we know that they both have their own reservations. Time will tell whether they manage to make something of it, but I have hopes. I have high hopes. I think they make a really interesting match, and it would be nice if they did work out. Now, let's go ahead and tend to some of the whims for our ladies to see what's going on in their minds. Starting off with Lady Katerina. She wants to cook a meal. Now, I think Katerina is probably wanting to do this because her daughters, I think, are going to be aging up into teens pretty soon. This might be one of the final times she kind of gets to feed them, and also the twins of Lady Brant, who recently won the contest. And you know what? I don't think Katerina has any bitterness in her heart about Brant or Brant's position. Knowing that now Brant has the same amount of influence as her doesn't really bother Katerina because she is that secure kind of in her position. I think if anything, she would use this as an excuse to help the kids celebrate, encourage some excitement amongst the youngsters, which is very nice of her. So Katerina, she's gonna come in here, she's gonna do some cooking. So let's go ahead and get her to make what might be one of the final meals she gets to do for her own daughters before they age up. So okay, Katerina, let's make some breadsticks. And oh, I forgot, Lynette. Darn it, I forgot. Now that Lynette is a teen, I would like to have her drop out so that she can be homeschooled, because I would rather her stay with us and build her relationships than to, go to an academy. So let's go ahead and find a desk that I can temporarily plop down. Oh, we have a desk right here. Instead of saying a desk, we need to temporarily plop down a computer of some sort. So that would be under electronics. Okay, let's have a look. I think I'll put down this typewriter. And I am going to get us to have her drop out. So Lynette, before we do anything else, can we please come here and let's see, that'd be under high school. Let's drop out. Thank you very much. While Katerina's making her food and her meal. Come on, Lynette. Sorry, Lynette. She has a wings, doesn't she? Of course she does. Let's instantly fly here. Let's drop out of high school so that you can focus on courtly education, which is what all of our little girls are going to be doing, of course. They're going to be focusing on courtly education. Okay, come on, come on. Yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Excellent, so that's all done and dusted. which is fine. Nothing for us to be concerned about, guys. She is going to be educated in the ways of being a princess, but in the court. So she doesn't have to go too far from us. Okay, Katerina, let's get you to call all the little ones to a meal. So there we go. She's going to go ahead and do that. And everyone is going to use this time to bond. Some of the fairies are going to indulge as well, which is going to be really nice. Okay, wonderful. Next up, we have Lady Bren. Now, Bren wants to kiss someone. And she only has a romantic relationship with Katerina. And we know that a lot of the things she's been doing revolves around Katerina. So she's going to go straight up to Katerina. Have they not had their first kiss? I swear they have. I swear they have. Well, I suppose she's going to go and have a bit of a private moment with Katerina. I think ever since they became counselors, because they're being scrutinized so much, I think they've toned down public affection just a little bit. And this might be the first time since their appointment that they are having some public affection, public display of affection. So, yeah. That might be it, actually. That might be it. Okay, Bren is feeling quite happy. I suppose things they feel are stabilizing a little bit more. Nobody is as angry at their appointment as they were in the very beginning. So she feels comfortable kind of being intimate with Katerina. Next up, we have Lady Kayla. Kayla wants to go for a flight. So let's send her on a bit of a flight. And I think she has some things to think about. Now, Kayla, we know she was distracted during the contest because she was more focused on court rivalries and she was looking out for Katerina and Bren and how close they were to the queen, all of that. And she, I think, sporadically went to the archery targets and tried to do a little bit of archery, but she was not really paying attention to Brent. And Brent, under her nose, managed to become the victor. And I think that would cause Kayla to really take a hard look at Brent, because she was not seeing Brent as a threat in any way. She kind of saw Brent as someone who's in the same league as her. But now Brent has 5 influence points. She's got the same amount of influence as Katerina. So while Kayla's been distracted, Brent has managed to kind of solidify her footing a little bit more in court. And Kayla's going to have to think about that, and I think that's why she's going out on this particular flight. Also, whose birthday is it? Is it Kayla's birthday? Are you serious? It's her birthday? I think the other ladies' birthdays might have been pushed off because of the children they've been having. I don't know. But then again, Kayla might not be the youngest. Apparently, she is the oldest. I know that when they get pregnant, the ages freeze as well. So, there's something in the babies. It keeps them younger for longer. But I suppose Kayla is the oldest right now? You know, a lot of the times when I make my decisions and I say that there is an age order, I suppose in my head, the age order is the order I introduced the fairies into the series, because that's technically when I made them. So any birthdays we celebrate right now amongst the older fairies, I mean, if anything, it's going to count as maybe their physical age. But perhaps the fairy magic makes things a little bit inconsistent. But within my spreadsheet, Kayla is supposed to be the youngest after all of the ladies in the main court, and then Lynette is the next youngest. So it's kind of interesting that she's having her birthday right now. But you know what? We could kind of say within the story that maybe all of the strain of life in court is aging her faster. We could say that. Okay, Lynette. How is Lynette going? She wants to chat with Lady Katerina. Okay, Lynette had a very unfortunate experience in the last episode because she was hoping she would win the contest and she didn't, even though she was trying really hard. So once more, she's not cut out for this sort of business. And obviously this whole thing was not helping her case in getting her mother to see her as an individual who can make her own decisions. With that in mind, I think Lynette would kind of realize that even though her mother doesn't listen to her, she listens to everything Katerina says. And maybe Lynette is wondering whether or not she should go and she should kind of talk to Lady Katerina about some of her concerns. And maybe if Katerina brings them up with the queen, her mother will pay more attention to it. So she is going to maybe tell Lady Katerina a dramatic story about, how she has kind of been forced together with Uther. She's never really had any compatibility with him from when they were children. And even now, I suppose you could say the relationship has improved a little bit. She has a 19 friendship with him, but they haven't really gone out of their way to interact with one another. Let's see. Fine, express admiration and then maybe chat about that. And I'm sure Lynette would have noticed the fact that Uther's always talking to Jadis. Like, he and Jadis are always hang out and always talking. And is very close to, obviously, Queen Supriya. But her relationship with Uther hasn't really changed much. So she doesn't really see what exactly her mother sees in this match. So I think she's sharing her uncertainty a little bit with Katerina. But I don't know what Katerina's going to do with that. Now, Queen Supriya, meanwhile, oblivious as usual. Or I suppose not oblivious, but she's got different priorities. She wants to read a Sim's aura, so she's wanting to check up on someone. Who? Let's see. She has a 83 relationship with Lynette, 100 with Kayla, -1 with Brant, 100 with Bren, and 100 with Katerina. So obviously it's going to be Katerina, as usual. She is going to read her aura. Hold on a second, where is this? It's in friendly, I think. Read aura, and let's see what she observes from Katerina. Is that done? Was it that quick? No, she's observing now, I think. Okay, what is this? Let's see. Red. A bold color for someone as daring as you. You radiate such bubbly energy, others can't help but to notice. Is that you? I think that was... Oh yeah, okay, so Katerina is red. Okay. Wellness and... Oh, you definitely make those around you feel safe and heard. Wait, no, that's different. That's red. I'm mixing up the two auras. I think Katerina read the princess's aura. Right, but hers is red. Someone is daring as you. You radiate bubbly energy. Others can't help but notice. Okay. So yeah, I think maybe we can interpret this as Supriya wanting to check up on Katerina and then seeing that Lynette is having this really serious conversation with Katerina. And she doesn't really know what to think about it, but she can definitely see that Katerina is kind of nodding her head and paying attention to Lynette. So Supriya decided to give them privacy, but now she's wondering whether Katerina is gonna now come and talk to her about whatever it was. I think she's anticipating a conversation with Katerina about something serious. Okay, that's intriguing. That is quite intriguing. Lady Katerina's twin daughters have aged up into teens, so we're taking a look at them in Cass, starting off with Vivian. Vivian aspires to be an admired icon and has developed the party animal trait. I think this is a testament to her mother's prestige and the amount of influence Lady Katerina has in court. She has the Queen's ear in almost everything, and I think Vivian has come to enjoy the privileged attention her family gets. As such, she's all about enjoyment and living the high life. But she also wants to be like her mother, with a social circle that looks up to her and considers her in important decision making. In terms of appearance, I am starting to notice differences between the twins. I thought they were identical as children, but they're actually not. They're fraternal. Vivian has more of her father's face, which you can see in her nose. But she does have a cute looking face, and I absolutely adore the freckles. She and her sister also have black wings like their mother. And that's all for Vivian. Titania aspires to be a Zen guru and has also developed the party animal trait. Much like her sister, she has learned to enjoy the benefits of her mother's station, but I think she places more importance in remaining humble and using her social nature to strengthen the ambience of the court. She believes that the fairies need guidance from youngsters to get past adult grudges and wants to use her family's influence responsibly. In terms of appearance, Titania is actually the prettier twin. She has her mother's nose, which gives her a very dainty appearance, and I love that contrast with her sister. I'm eager to see what they make of the court and what relationships they have with the other ladies and youngsters. And that's all for Titania. Okay, we are jumping in to take a look at the relationships of Vivian and her twin sister Titania. Vivian, let's see, she actually has a good compatibility with her sister and with Queen Supriya. She is best friends with her sister and with Crown Princess Lynette, which makes me so happy. I think we had an inkling of that already when we were playing with Lynette. Now, the interesting thing, Vivian, she's also friends with Jadis, but I think it's quite clear that Lynette is still a lot closer to her. Like, her loyalty lies with Lynette, even though she's also friends with Jadis. However, she's not friends with Tinker and Sycorax. I almost wonder if Vivian and Titania have grown up being aware of the rivalry between their family and the Falcon Russells, and so she kind of keeps her distance from them a little bit, which is intriguing. And we also know that Uther, he prefers Vivian over Lynette as a potential spouse. I'm not going to say it's because Uther has a crush on her or anything. I believe it is solely because he is friends with her, like she was his only friend in childhood, and out of everyone, he can only see himself getting married to her. Like, he can only imagine her as a marriage partner. That's really all it is. It's comfort, the comfort of knowing her. But Vivian's friendship with Lynette far outweighs the friendship she has with Uther, which kind of tells me that she would put Lynette's kind of preference and comfort above Uther's. So I don't think she would step on Lynette's toes by encouraging any sort of behavior from Uther. To her, he is strictly a friend, and he is Lynette's betrothed, and that is it. So I think she would definitely keep her distance from Uther. She's going to kind of respect the relationship he has with Lynette. So that is what we have with Vivian. And then with Titania. Titania, she's not friends with Uther, which is not a surprise. She has a good relationship with her sister, which we know. She has a bad compatibility with Jadis and Sycorax. Now, I kind of feel as though, like, she's also best friends with Lynette, and I really love the fact that Lynette at least has someone to back her up within the younger generation. Unlike Vivian, though, Titania, I mean, she's friends with Tinker, Jadis, and Sycorax, but I think she's prejudiced against Jadis and Sycorax. she does not like the way Jadis keeps challenging Lynette's authority and making Lynette feel less than. I don't think I don't think Titania is a big fan of that. She's kind of protective of Lynette and Lynette's position, and I think she also doesn't have a very high opinion of the Falcon Russell twins, because she, I think, holds her mother in a different regard to Brant. Brant, after Justin's death, like, they've heard the stories growing up, she kind of gave up on herself, whereas Katerina fought really hard to try and get closer to the new queen and play her part in establishing the new dynasty. So Titania believes that Brant's family are in the position they're in because of that. They kind of are reaping what they sowed. Brant didn't try hard enough in the beginning, and that's why she's not held in as high of a regard. And complaining about it or kind of rivaling Katerina isn't going to fix that. As far as she's concerned, that's a kind of whiny behavior, but that's what she feels on the inside. We know that Titania, unlike her sister Vivian, feels as though she should try and encourage, as a youngster, the other fairies to get closer together. So I think that is the reason why, despite her prejudices and inner thoughts, she is friends with Tinker, Jadis, and Sycorax, because she kind of wants to go above herself and do what's right overall. But, you know, she is a skeptic as well, and she can't help but think these things. So that's kind of interesting with the two twins. Vivian is definitely more carefree than her sister and doesn't think about all of this, like, these things as much. In her head, you know, there's nothing wrong with Jadis, but she still is closer to Lynette and loyal to Lynette. And I think things are very simple for her, in the sense that if she is not too fond of someone, she's not going to get close to them or befriend them. Whereas with her sister, despite her opinions, she feels as though it's important to maintain friendships and, you know, cordial relationships with everyone. So it's kind of interesting. I'm eager to see what more they will do. Can you get off that, Vivian? Stop. I'm kind of... Oh, where did that trash go? Where'd the trash go? I don't know where the trash went. But I was saying, I am quite eager to see how things are going to pan out now that they are teens. But I'm happy because I feel like Lynette is finally getting some backup. She was kind of in over her head a little bit, not being taken seriously by everyone, and now she has almost like her own counselors, you know? She's got Vivian and Titania, and they are going to back her up, and they're going to help her stand up to the others, I hope. But okay, this makes me really happy. This makes me really happy, and so does the relationship between Vivian and Titania. I like that they're so close to each other. And with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.